Yeah, Akash, you can start.
Okay. Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this joint meeting. It is the 186th meeting of Wipro Rendezvous Toastmasters Club and 231st meeting of the Toastmasters Club. I, Toastmasters Akash, am the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. Today, we all have gathered here because we all have a common mission, which is the mission of the Toastmasters Club. That is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Before we move forward, let me lay down some few ground rules and request everyone to follow them. First, if you have your cell phone with you, please switch it off or please put it on silent mode. Second, please avoid talking on these three topics: sex, religion, and politics during the course of this meeting. Please mute yourself during the meeting, and if you are a speaker or a role player, please unmute whenever you want to speak. Fourth and the last rule, please rename your display name with a prefix as TM if you are Toastmaster and guest what if you are a guest for this meeting. Without further ado, allow me to invite our VP of Education, Toastmaster Rajendra from Wipro for his opening address. So Toastmaster Rajendra, he is an immediate ex-president of Wipro Rendezvous Toastmasters Club of Pune. He joined Toastmasters 3 years ago, and by profession, he is an architect. He enjoys doing thrill adventure activities, and he loves cooking and playing chess. So please allow me to welcome Toastmaster Rajendra for his opening address. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akash, for such a warm address. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Good?
Great. Yeah. It's really hot in North India, in Delhi.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a good, like we are connecting online, right? It's so we are able to collaborate with Ghaziabad club, right, in north of India, and we are in Pune. So anyway, I'm in Ahmedabad. So again, good morning, everyone. I hope it's a sunny morning at your place, or I believe it's raining at most of the places. So again, good morning and welcome to 186 Wipro Rendezvous Toastmaster Club and to 231 Ghaziabad Toastmaster Club. So I'm the VP Education. So since our president is only today, so Manvit, can you keep on admitting? I see many people are joining.
Yeah, I'll keep on adding them. I'll keep on admitting them. Yeah.
Thank you. So even I see we got a new Toastmasters who just joined, and also I believe a couple of guests. So for the benefit of the guest, Toastmaster International is a non-profit organization started by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley in 1924. Currently, we got 11 pathways with different competencies, and currently we got around more than 350,000 members, more than 1,600 clubs, and in around 146 countries. What I checked last month, and so this started as so Dr. Ralph Smedley. Initially, he started like normally in a marriages, right? How we do the toast. So in 1905, he was a director at YMCA. Then, so in the same way how we conduct the meeting, they used to have different role players, and then somehow he moved to California, but still he had that passion. Then in 1924, this club was the non-profit organization was formed. Okay, and so if you have any question, you can connect to or you can drop a message. If you're a guest, you can leave your contact message in the chat. So Manish, are you from Ghaziabad Club or you are a guest? If you could unmute yourself and introduce.
I am from Ghaziabad Club.
Okay, so looks like most of them are from Ghaziabad Club, so we can take anyway. We got a long meeting today, so So normally I talk of something, right? What is special on today? So I just checked today. It's child labor prevention day, right? So world. So that's like we should urge, like we should prevent child labor. And apart from that, uh, I need to know what happens when you feel like when you see a donut or some gulab jamun, right? What happens into your brain? Do you feel something? Does water comes into your mouth?
Dopamine gets released.
Okay. Yeah. So there are many chemicals, right? Many of us might have heard dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, or adrenaline. So anyway, I believe we are going to have going to hear so many of such terms. And our today's theme, dopamine. What is that? To be sure, the double-edged sword, right? So I'm not going to spill the beans. I'm not sure it's a neuro protector or a neurotransmitter. So I will have our wonderful Toastmaster Mihir. And I understand he's a young Toastmaster and also a veteran. And he has won so many trophies for his club. So I would like him to enlighten us with whatever is there in his mind. So with that, please put your hands together for Toastmaster Mir. Toastmaster Mir,
Uh,
over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rajendra. And so first of all, I will request everyone to please open their video except for me, because I am actually lying on my bed. I have a severe back pain, so I'm not able to sit on the chair. So I'm lying on the bed and trying to but it's like the power of Toastmaster and the motivation and the dopamine to join Toastmasters meeting is so strong that I am still here in the meeting, and I will still try to do my best, and I will try to ensure that we have a great session and all of us, so that we can understand how we can use our neuroscience, our nervous system for our own advantage. Before this meeting, if you don't know how to use these neurotransmitting chemicals in your body to your advantage, you were just like a twig in a river. You were just flowing wherever the river was taking you. This is the nervous system, our brain, our emotions, our parasympathetic nervous system, our subconscious mind, which was making us do the things. But science of our brain, of our own brain, then we can make better decisions in our life. So I will start with a question. So my question to you is that how many of you think that without motivation and just on the basis of sheer willpower or sheer self-discipline, you can achieve your goals? How many of you believe that? If you don't have motivation to do anything, but you have the discipline and the willpower to do it, you can achieve your goals.
I think even if someone is there to push you, I think you can achieve it. Or if you have a discipline, right? Normally athletes
Yeah.
are like, since they have a discipline, like even when the start of a new year, right? We do a lot of resolution, but we don't have that motivation. But if we have a discipline, I think we can achieve.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rajendra. Manish wants to add something.
Yeah, according to me, if we have a mindset, then we can do anything and we can achieve anything. We don't need motivation because it is temporary. Hearing someone to motivate speech, then we are motivated on that time. But we cannot motivate 24 into 7. But if we have if we are in discipline and we have any goal, then we can do anything, I think.
So one thing is absolutely clear, that motivation is not something you can rely on every day. Someday you feel great, you are motivated to work for 8 hours straight, and someday you are so much unmotivated that just sitting down and just opening your laptop. So this is, so one first lesson is that motivation is not reliable, and discipline is more reliable than motivation. But we will see, but there is a limit to discipline also, because discipline takes willpower, and where there is willpower, it get exhausted. So you must have like, you begin your day with a very high willpower, right? You are taking care, you are eating healthy during the morning time, you want to exercise during morning, but by the end of the day you are tired, and you come home from work, and you just want to order something from Zomato and just sit down, open Netflix and watch a movie, right? So your willpower is down. So at that point, your discipline may not work really well. So there is a limit to motivation, as well as there is limitation to discipline. So this is the first point that you need to note down, that they both have a limit. And so uh, in the course of the meeting, I will tell you how to use a mixture of both to develop a sustainable motivation, self motivation in life. And someone spoke about it, and they used a special word which is the key to it, but I will elaborate on that, and by the time you think what was that word, which was either spoken by Toastmaster Rajendra or Toastmaster Manish, and this is the key. So, but before that, I will invite the general evaluator to help us with the introduction of the evaluation and the evaluator team. So our evaluator was supposed to be Toastmaster Shruti, but she is not well, and this is why our president Toastmaster Stuti will be taking up the general evaluation role, and she is an expert on this role. She has taken it a lot of times, so we don't have to worry that there will be any mistakes. So over to you, Toastmaster Stuti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mihir, and I wish you recover soon from the injury. And I have welcome everybody to this joint meeting between the Wipro Toastmasters Club, and I will just read out the name of the club, and Ghaziabad Toastmasters Club. Wipro Rendezvous Toastmaster Club. Actually, Toastmaster Shruti was coordinating the whole thing, but last minute she had something to attend to, so she couldn't attend. So our apologies and sorry for the inconvenience, but we will try that we have a very good learning experience together. So it will be my pleasure to be playing the role of the general evaluator today. And so I am going to be evaluating the whole meeting in terms of the timing that was taken by all the role players, how well they were prepared, what their speech quality was like, and how the meeting flowed, and what was the overall level of preparedness of the role players, speakers, auxiliary role players. And I will be presenting my report at the end of the meeting. So to begin with, I would like to also, I am not alone in this journey. I have with me a team of tag team players who will, role players, auxiliary role players who will assist me in being able to assess people's performance. So I would like to request Toastmaster Vaibhavi from Wipro Rendezvous Club to kindly come onto the stage and introduce herself and her role to the audience, who she is playing the timer for the day.
Hello everyone. Good morning. Good morning, dear President, Toastmaster of the day, and fellow Toastmasters. So today I would be playing the timer role. As it has been said, time has a wonderful way of showing us what really matters. So I would like to share my screen and show how I would be capturing the timing today. Just a minute. I would be using the link. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's coming up.
Yes, it is. But as of now, it is blank. Maybe you could just say it to Master Vaibhavi and then share the screen later. If you're not being
Just a
able
minute.
to share now,
Let me
you can
just
tell
try
them.
once. Else,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, this is the timer screen. I hope it is visible now.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So I would be capturing the time here. So ideally for the prepared speeches, time will be of 5 to 7 minutes. For table topics, it will be 1 to 10 minutes. And for evaluation, it will be 2 to 3 minutes. So for prepared speeches, the screen will turn green at 5 minutes, yellow at 6, and red at 7. Similarly, for table topics, at 1 minute, it will be green. At 1.5, it will be yellow, and at 2 minutes, it will be red. This is how I will be capturing the timings, and I will share the report when called upon. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vaibhavi, for explaining your role and for letting us have a view of the timer screen. And now I would like to, actually, I should have done this earlier, but let me take this opportunity to introduce Toastmaster Vaibhavi to all of you. She has recently joined Wipro as ETL and 2021. She has 10 plus years of experience in IT, in testing, and she loves reading, traveling, and doing adventure activities. So that was Toastmaster Vaibhavi, and I would now like to request Toastmaster Akash, who's playing the role of our counter for the day. He's also from the Wipro Club. So can you please kindly introduce your role, Toastmaster Akash? I would like to take this opportunity to give your introduction to the audience before you explain your role. So Toastmaster Akash by profession is a pre-sales consultant at Wipro. He's been with Wipro for last 11 months and he joined soon after college. He loves jogging, exploring new places, and he has run a few marathons. Wow. And during the pandemic, he discovered a baker within himself. Those are such great interests. And wow, I would also like to run a marathon someday. And wow, that is so great. Toastmaster Akash, you have such multifaceted individual you are. So now I will hand the stage to you in order for you to explain your role.
Okay. Madam President, Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good morning. So my role as an accountant today is to keep track of unnecessary sounds like filler words like, so, well, I mean. So repetitive words and unnecessary pauses during the speech. So these are all the distractions that reduce the impact of the speech. So I encourage you all to be conscious of these distractions and try not to use them. I'll come back with my report at the end of this meeting once called upon. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash, for this crisp and brief introduction of your role. Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Triveni from Wipro Club. She's playing the role of the grammarian. And about her, she joined Toastmaster Club about 2.5 years back. That is around the same time I started my journey too. So by profession, she's a project engineer and joined Wipro 6 months ago. And she enjoys reading novels, playing and cycling. And the love for reading, wow, we can all swear by it. It is really such a boon and a bliss to be able to read and enjoy. If you like reading, there is nothing like it. So Toastmaster Triveni, I welcome you onto the stage. Please kindly explain your role to the audience.
Thank you, Toastmasters Tutti, for the wonderful introduction. So sometimes you have to forget that what's gone and appreciate what is still there and look forward to have like what is coming next. Greetings one and all here. I am Toastmaster Triveni, grammarian for today's meet. To all the speaker out there, just remember my introduction well because it will be handy while delivering your speech. So my role as a grammarian for the day to keep track of correct usage of the grammar, also interesting usage and some incorrect usage I will be noting down. So for me, grammar is like a piano. So sometimes it says that there is no special ingredient for anything which you want to make special. You need to believe that it is special. So as like today, you don't need to like worry for the correct usage of grammar. I will be your master chef and I will be keep track of your ingredient of a grammar to enhance the word of the day. To enhance our vocabulary, we have word of the day and phrase of the day. So word of the day is exuberant. I will put it in the chat box. So exuberant means happy. So after reading my favorite novel, I always feel exuberant. And the idiom of the day is walk in the air. Walk in the air. So now we all know that 12th standard result got, and my niece was walking in the air after getting know that she got like good percent. So that's all. Whenever someone use word of the day and idioms of the day, make sure you use thumbs up in the chat. You can use the emoticon or you can use a physical thumbs up. So that's all from my side. I hope you use the word of the day and phrase of the day. I will be back with my report when called upon. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Triveni. That was such a wonderful manner that you introduce your role in, that you are the chef and you will look out for the ingredients that we all put in the meeting in terms of the words that we use. I would request you to please drop the word of the day and the idiom of the day in the chat so that people can make use of the same. And now I would like to hand the stage back to Toastmaster of the day, who is Toastmaster Mihir. So I will give a quick introduction of Toastmaster Mihir. He was our past president at the Ghaziabad Toastmaster Club. He is a young professional with a strong desire to become an entrepreneur. He's a veteran Toastmaster, and he has won many various competitions in Toastmasters at different levels. So I will come back and present my report at the end of the meeting, and would like to hand the stage to Toastmaster Mihir to carry forward the proceedings.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Tuti. And yeah, so we were talking about dopamine. So it is normally said, and it was believed for a really long time, that dopamine is the molecule for pleasure. So when the dopamine is released in your brain, you feel pleasure. So after a long hard working day, when you get to eat gulab jamun, then dopamine is released, right? Or like when you work really, really hard for something, like Toastmaster Triveni's niece, she worked really hard for her board exams and she got really good result. Then when she got her result, she had a huge release of dopamine in her brain, and that's why she was walking in the air. So we walk in the air when we get the release of dopamine. And but the recent scientific development have clearly shown that dopamine is actually the neurotransmitter for motivation. It is the source of motivation, not the source of pleasure. So I will explain you with drawing on a whiteboard. So I hope you are able to see the whiteboard, right? So let's say this is you, young you. You are you are young, you are 10 years old, and you are not studying, and your exams are coming, right? This is your cap. Your mom says that if you study, you will, if you study for 2 hours, I will buy you a cake. I will buy you a. This is not mom. Like mom should be not be wearing cap. So okay, so your mom says that if you study for 2 hours, then I will take you out and you are going to uh, get pastries. Or she goes out to the market and actually brings the pastry. And as soon as you were just trying to take it, she snatches it back. She snatches the pastries back and say, I will only give you this if you study for 2 hours. If you don't study, then I will give it to your dad. And now the kid is now all motivated. So this is what is happening inside the brain. This is your normal dopamine level. It is at this level. As soon as she said that, as soon as you saw the pastries, you started having a dopamine spike. And when she said that you if you study for 2 hours, you will get those pastries, you had a clear spike in your dopamine, right? So this is your baseline, and you had a spike, and your motivation increased so much. Okay, now I will study for 2 hours. Then you actually go and study, and when you are studying, you have a good motivation. And then what happens after sometimes after 1 hour, your motivation starts to drop, and it is dropping way low. So but since you at least study for an hour, your mom says, okay, instead of giving 2 pastry, I will at least give him 1 pastry. And she give you 1 pastry because she's kind. And then you had a spike again. So this is the motivation spike, and this is the pleasure spike. Pleasure spike is always lower than the motivation spikes. The anticipation of reward gives you the real spike of dopamine, the real spike of motivation. But if you have a high spike, you will have a high drop. Always remember. So this is why it happens on every year on New Year's. I will lose 10 kgs of weight. I will study every day for 4 hours. And after what happens within 15 days, the spike was so high that the drop was also really low. So this is what happens. So the second thing to note down is that don't spike your dopamine too much. Yeah, it means don't anticipate rewards. Don't keep so much reward. Don't think about rewards too much. So, and what happens, so this was your earlier baseline, your normal level of dopamine, your normal level of motivation. Now it will actually drop to this level. So overall, you have lost. So what we learn from this is that don't make big resolutions. Don't have a spike in dopamine. Don't anticipate too much reward. Don't give yourself a really big reward. So we will talk about it. I will continue it forward, and in the third part, I will actually give you how you can build a sustainable dopamine level in your body. So now we will start with the prepared speech section, and we have 3 speeches in this meeting. And the first speech will be given by Toastmaster Manpreet. So Toastmaster Manpreet, I will tell his introduction, but before that, I would like to invite his evaluator, his speech evaluator, who is Toastmaster Stuti, to please. And yeah, if I introduce Toastmaster Stuti, she's the current president, and she is a person who is really enthusiastic and motivational, and her love for communication and helping others is such that it is so inspiring. So this is not an introduction she gave, but this is from my side, and she is a really good friend. And whenever I ask for help, and like she believes in giving more than taking. So this is a really sign of a great leader and a really good person. So over to you, Toastmaster Stuti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mihir, for those kind words. And it really made me feel very special. Thank you so much for acknowledging. Now I would like to read out Toastmaster Manmeet's project objective and his speech title. So the pathway is leadership development. His level is L1 P4 speech he's delivering. The objective of his speech is present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. And title for his speech is 5 M's of building your leadership brand. 5 M's to build your leadership brand. So Toastmaster Manmeet, I wish you all the very best for your speech. Toastmaster Mihir will give a quick introduction for Toastmaster Manmeet and then invite him onto the stage. So back to Toastmaster Mihir, and good luck, Toastmaster Manmeet.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Stuti. So Toastmaster Manmeet Khalsa is the treasurer of this club, Wipro Rendezvous. It is very difficult to pronounce, but I don't know how Toastmaster Stuti was pronouncing it.
It's a rendezvous. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Wipro Rendezvous Toastmasters Club, and he is the treasurer of it. He is a chemical engineer with 12 years of experience in oil and gas and IT industry. He's an MBA and certified PMP. And his hobbies are long distance running. So we have a fair amount of marathon runners, and his another hobby is reading. So we have also readers, playing table tennis and traveling. So he is someone who has really inspiring hobbies and really inspiring work. So now I would like to invite Toastmaster Manmeet, the 5 M's of leadership. Wait. The 5 M's of leadership branding. Am I right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, 5 M's of leadership branding. Over to Toastmaster Manmeet.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mihir, for the introduction. Am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Manmeet, just before you start, I would like to know timing for the speech.
It will be 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's start. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today I'm here to talk about the 5 M's you require to build your leadership brand. In today's context, becoming a leader people want to follow is a competitive advantage. With a constrained supply chain resulting in excess demand over supply, not having an engaged workforce will affect your company's ability to become competitive and stay relevant. It is said that the people are the organization. All things being equal, people prefer to work with leaders they like and trust. So organizations, if they wish to attract, energize, and retain top talent in this competitive talent landscape, they must develop first-class leaders. What is at the top of the mind for today's employees when they join a new organization? According to a top business management report, more than 9 out of 10 employees were willing to trade a percentage of their lifetime earnings for a greater meaning at work. Also, another study shows that 70% of the employees now demand purposeful work. Employees are looking for leaders and organizations that are purpose driven. First class leaders understand this value, and so they have developed a purpose driven brand that woos talent. These leaders, they have a compelling vision. They know about the business, and they make the right decisions and speak their employees' language. Let us now, talk about the 5 M's that can help you build your purpose-driven brand, which can, energize the employees and unleash the power of your organization. The first M would be messenger. Now imagine, a salesperson comes to you and he is weighing 100 kg himself, and he tries to sell you a weight loss product. I'm sure you will definitely pass because the product, because you think that the product isn't working on the salesman himself. You may reflect, that you may wonder that the salesperson was falsely advertising this product, or he himself, it or was just selling it but was not using it at all. The whole point is that this is an analogy which is a reminder that the success of a product is measured by whether it fulfills its intended purpose. So it also shows that for a messenger to have credibility, who they are and what they represent must be very well aligned. So similarly, even your leadership brand is like a product. So when you share your vision and with your leadership and your employees, they assess whether you walk the talk and just not give the gyan. So their assessments will determine how you and your message are received by the employees. The next M would be mission. Your mission is basically the value which you create for your stakeholders. Now the real question is whether your mission really matches with your strengths and passion. For example, you may be a new business leader, but you are working in a sustaining business. So the chances are you may get bored very soon. You may stagnate. Another example can be, you may be a individual contributor, but you are in a position to manage people. Very much chances that you will be feeling drained, and there will be a misalignment between what you want and what you get. So basically, to assess this degree of alignment between who you are and what you want, you need to take some time to answer few of these questions. What percentage of my strengths am I using in my current role play? Does my work energize or drain me? Is my work connected to a higher purpose, and is it meaningful? Is my work a reflection of who I am? Are we is my work are my work accomplishments or what I'm something the most proud of? Understanding these alignment gaps would help you assess your brand fit and better align yourself with the right leadership role and the right growth areas. See, discovering your life's mission is key to living a successful life. So when there is no alignment, leaders seek to compromise instead of prioritizing. They become lethargic in executing, and they remain stuck in the old thinking. So this power of alignment transforms them into leaders which people want to follow. The next M would be membership. Membership is all about fostering a community where employees have a owner's mindset. The employees bring their own whole selves, do their best work, strengthen relationships, and have fun doing it. You must understand that value is determined by the customer and not by the leader and the organization. The leader needs to shift his mindset from employees work for me to employees work with me. It's very important to understand what your employees really want. We have to think beyond compensation. For example, do the employees have the autonomy when it comes to decision making? So while another example can be, are you addressing the future of workplace options from your point of view or from the employee's point of view? And finally, to reap the rewards of membership, you need to genuinely care about the people you lead. You need to role model the change you want to see, and you need to hire for values and not only for skills. And you need to act as a part of the team and not above it. The next M I will discuss is meeting place. The leadership equation is very simple. So when you are thirsty, you walk to a refrigerator to get a drink. It doesn't come to you. Similarly, great leaders need to meet the employees where they are. However, during the pandemic, leaders after the pandemic, the leaders have lost this ability to directly meet the employees, and these social interactions have been disrupted during the pandemic. I'll just give a statistic. Over 70% of the workers, want flexible remote work options to continue, while there are still 65% of the people who crave for more in-person, time with their teams. And finally, the last M would be mindset. Now, can you imagine a doctor, who is trying to advertise his services to people for the fear that, people will brand him as self-promoting? No, in reality, this is what really happens. And, people are, not, free to, portray their skills easily. So you need to, grow past your inner image of yourself and see, you need to see yourself to how you determine the value you create and the impact you create. If you see yourself as the solution, it is only natural to make your services available and, accessible to others. In the end, I would like to say that a purpose-driven brand is about the pursuit of significance and not success. Thank you. Thank you for your time, team. Back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mihir.
Uh, Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manmeet. And yeah, it was such a great and informative speech. It is time. It is very important to like brand our leadership. And thank you so much for telling us and letting us know about it. And Toastmaster is a great platform to actually practice it without any downside. So it is like if I don't know about your club, but in my club, the new executive committee elections are coming. So I will encourage the new leaders to take part and to like practice what Toastmaster Manmeet has told. So now it is time to invite the second speaker. But before that, I would like to invite his evaluator. So the second speaker is Toastmaster Aman, and his speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Rajendra. So Toastmaster Rajendra, we all know him. And now over to you, Toastmaster Rajendra.
Good morning, everyone again. So my target, dear Speaker Aman, is going to attempt is Project 4 from Presentation Mastery Pathway. So the project objectives are, the purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. So I just want to let you know, everyone, like in this project 4, right? So a member, the Toastmaster, like he will be giving his first speech. Whatever feedback he gets, he will incorporate in his second speech. And also, I believe in this project, he also has to serve as an evaluator. So, and the title of his speech is, what is Toastmaster of the day?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rajendra. And now I would like to invite Toastmaster Aman. Toastmaster Aman is a student and he is studying mathematics from DU. And he is a really important part of our club, and at in such a small amount of time he has shown all the qualities of a great public speaker, and we are very fortunate that he is a member of our club. So I would like to invite Toastmaster Aman. What is wrong with them? What is wrong with them, Toastmaster Aman?
Thank you.
Toastmaster Aman, sorry to cut you. Just wanted to know timing for your speech would be 5 to 7 minutes, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yes, all the speeches are 5 to 7 minutes.
Am I audible?
Yes, you can start.
Class 10th is the class that decides your future. Have you heard this statement? Is this statement familiar? Yeah, I know. And I took it very seriously and just killed it in the exams. And my parents were very happy. They were so happy that I can't even tell you. They both did this. After getting such good marks, I was fishing for a compliment. And what I get is this: a smile that hardly anyone could notice. I thought that, and my parents, see, what they did is just give a smile that hardly anyone could notice. So I thought, what is wrong with them? Their son got such good marks. Why can't they be a little more happy? But no. So I consoled myself by saying that maybe they're happy inside. And then came class 11th. I took PCM. Everyone told me not to take the subject, but I took it forcibly. And my immense hard work and compassion for the subject helped me top the class. But from the bottom, yes, I barely passed. I got only 70%, and everyone in the family was disappointed. No one talked to me for 3 days. I thought that it is quite normal, but who knew that it was the silence before the storm? One day, I'd gone to my friend's house to meet him, and when I returned home, I saw the whole living room filled with people. And these people were none other than my relatives. My father came to me and told me to sit on the sofa. That was strange. He never did that before. I mean, not telling me to sit on the sofa, but holding my hand and bringing me to the sofa. Connecting all the dots, I was pretty sure that this has something to do with my result. As these relatives, they are the people whenever there is a good news, but they come running whenever they hear a bad one. And they were not there to motivate me that Aman, everything will be all right. Don't you worry. Just keep your hopes tight. They were there to tell me that we told you so. We told you you won't be able to handle, and see what happened. It is your fault, Aman, your fault. My father, my plans for the future, and this was the time he told me to tell the truth. Now, this was a wonderful opportunity for me. When I was a kid, I loved playing chess, but I had to give up my passion because of the burden of studies. So now was the time to tell the truth. So I told him, I want to be a chess player. What did you say? I want to be a chess player. But what will you do after becoming a chess player? Play chess. He put his hand on my shoulder and said, son, you can either understand this the easy way or the hard way. I was shocked. Hard way? I looked at my mom, who was sitting beside me, for help. Mom, what is he saying? Hard way. I'm unable to understand. And she did something which every mom does when she has to choose between her son and her husband. She said, Aman, either listen to your father or get out of the house. Okay, I had no choice. So I moved out of the house. I went to my friend's house. And in 2 days, my father called me. I was really angry then. So I told him, what is wrong with you? It is my life. It is my dreams. Who are you to tell me what to do and what not to do? I got such good marks in class 10th, and then nobody cared. And just this once, I get 70%, and there's this whole committee sitting in the house deciding my future. He was silent all along. After some time, he told me just 4 words. Please come back, son. Tears rolled down my cheeks. That day, I realized what your parents say to you. Sometimes they might be right, sometimes they might be wrong. But no matter what happens, their love for you is always there. Sometimes you wonder that what is wrong with them. But do remember, their love for you is always intact. I went home and apologized to my parents and thanked them for loving me. Have you ever thanked your parents for loving you? If not, now is the time. Thank you. Over to you, TMOT.
Wow, what a great storytelling. What a great speech by Toastmaster Aman. And I am truly mesmerized and awestruck by his speech. I mean, this is something very similar to it I also faced, and many of us face during our 11th and 12th when we are not sure what we are going to do in our life, and others try to decide what we should do. And there is a great tension between like what world want you to do and what you want to do, and any one of them can be wrong. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Aman, for articulating this issue and this problem through your own story. And this is the great power of storytelling. So thank you so much. And now it is time to invite our third speaker. But before I invite him, I would like to invite his evaluator. His evaluator is Toastmaster Sanya. Is she there in the meeting?
Yes, Toastmaster Mihir.
Yeah. Hi, Sanya. So yeah, Sanya is our immediate past president, and she is someone who is really courageous, really, and like she has achieved so much in life that this platform is not like is small to tell, like, and like she has been all India topper in her 10th and 12th board examinations. So she is someone who is really inspiring, and she is someone who is really intelligent, and when she gives her speeches, what is the extent of her intelligence and the extent of her thinking is. So she will be the evaluator of Toastmaster Navjot's speech. So over to you, Sanya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mihir, and thank you so much, everyone. A very, very good afternoon to each and every one of us present here. So today, Toastmaster Navjot will be giving his icebreaker speech. So it will be his level 1, project 1 speech. So, he'll be introducing himself to the club since he has actually joined Toastmasters, Ghaziabad Toastmasters Club like right now. So all the very best to you, Toastmaster Navjot, and we really, really look forward to hear from you and to learn a lot from you. So thank you so much, sir. Over to you, Toastmaster Mihir.
Thank you so much, Sania. Toastmaster Navjot is actually from JPQ Toastmaster Club, and he is our visiting Toastmasters. We are really so this speech is 4 to 6 minutes. So I would like the timer to know this speech is 4 to 6 minutes. So if she can, change it. This is an icebreaker speech. And let me know if you have changed it.
At what time I need to say the green, yellow, and red light?
Yeah, so at 4, it will be green. At 5, it will be yellow. And at 6 minutes, it will be red.
Just like icebreaker, you can put icebreaker.
Yeah. So thank you so much, timer. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Navjot Brar. Toastmaster Navjot has worked in roofing industry as sales manager in Canada, and right now he has started his career as a high ticket closer. So he's someone who is really into sales and something very interesting. Like I find sales very interesting. So, and he loves to work out and lift weights. That we can see is from his fitness. So I would like to invite Toastmaster Navjot Barar. I am not the smartest guy. I am not the smartest guy, Toastmaster Navjot.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahir. Would you guys put me in the spotlight and can you hear me well?
Yes, you're on spotlight and we can hear you.
Great. Hello, fellow Toastmaster. I would say, hello, my smart fellow Toastmaster. Yes, you heard it right. The title says it all. I am not the smartest guy. By the way, I never been a smartest guy. And to know how exactly it worked and it didn't work for me in my life, we have to go back to 1997 when I was just 6-7-year-old kid, and my parents thought it is the right time to put our son into a private school in the town. And here comes a big leap for a Hindi medium student to board and English medium trade. And for this, my bua, my aunt, was appointed as my English and mathematics tutor. How many of you have a relative who was or who is a teacher and was, moreover, a dictator than a teacher to you when you were a child? Yes, it took me a brutal learning process of 7 to 10 days under my bua, and I learned about tables up to 20 and little bit of English words. And then comes the test day. On the test day, my teacher, not my bua, my school teacher, asked me one thing: read out the name written on the school desk. All I knew was Paul Mandir. And they told my parents, your son is not the smartest guy. Not in a direct manner, they said he needs to work hard, indirectly, but it means that. So I got enrolled in the same second class in that school. Moving fast forward, after 10 years or so, I passed from that school. And my parents now want me to see as an engineer. But I was totally 110% into sports, from the head to the toes. I was strong, but not that muscular. I was weighing around 100 kgs. Most of them was not muscle. Hope I learned about training. I enrolled myself into one of the sports academies. I worked hard, but I would say I trained stupid. Hope I learned about kinesiology, biomechanics, training loads, training principles at that time. And I injured my back. For 3 years, I was on bed. I can't move. If I can move and I walk more than 200 meters, I feel the pain. I can't run. If I try to run, even at a slow pace, I feel pain after 50, 60 meters while in the process. But I didn't quit. I learned in that time. I put that time to learn about health training, fitness training, nutrition, and everything and anything I can find my hands on that. And after 3 years, I found a doctor who really helped me out to recover from that injury. And here comes a big opportunity. I got a great opportunity to move to Canada for my further study. Now I thought, I'm not able to be an elite athlete, what I can do, I can be a great coach. If not a coach, I will be a great personal trainer and one of the best teams in Canada. And now comes the time for the grind. I knocked on the door after door on the gym in Vancouver. And after 6 months of struggle and getting rejected, finally, they gave me a chance. And I grabbed that opportunity. And I am a trainer now and one of the best teams, Steve Nash, in Canada, Vancouver. I thought I learned a lot. I spent last 10 years into it, read hundreds of books about it. I will be a great trainer. But no, that didn't work for me. Why? Because I thought I'm a great trainer, so people will come and buy my services, but not good as a salesperson. And here comes my man, Bruno from Mars, Brandon Angelucci. I started working with him. I was a truck driver for him, a prospector, and also, if he reached on the time and we closed the deal, we made some money. So I worked in that roofing company for 3 years. I put day and night learning everything about sales. First year, 3 years was very difficult. I was sleeping on a couch in the office, but I didn't quit. And after 3 years, I was leading the team. And this time, I had an opportunity where I can make easily 200, 300K, roughly more than 1 crore rupees in that company. But I left that job too. Again, I'm not the smartest guy this time too. I thought I learned a lot. I should go back and do something for my nation. And here you guys at Ghaziabad TMC. I would say one thing at last. It's not about smartest. It's not about talent. It's about persistence and staying in the deal. I failed many times. People shut the door at me, say everything and anything about me. I got hung up with customers over and over again. I had lots of reactions, not in the business, but also in the personal life. But the thing is, I didn't quit. I'm not here to brag anything about me, whatever I did or not. One thing I can say, if you stay in the deal and stay committed, things happen sooner or later. Thank you, my smart fellow Toastmasters.
Wow, what a speech by Toastmaster Navjot. And it was the first time I am hearing his story and the amount of hard work that he has put. Like people call about the American dream, and he is someone who actually went to Canada, worked on himself and came back, and now, working, and now he's a high ticket closer. So it is such, like, I used to hear these stories on YouTube and all those, but this is first time to meet someone who has actually worked up from his way, and this is such an inspiring story. So, and all the best for Toastmaster Navjot for his future endeavors, his future. And I know with the level of motivation, self-motivation he has, we will see him, everywhere. So what a wonderful speech, and a big round of applause for Toastmaster Navjot for completing his icebreaker speech. So now let's talk about dopamine. So actually, a few of our members while giving their speeches have already told what should be the real source of dopamine that can help us go for a long term with motivation. So I will go back to my whiteboard, and this is, so let me tell you what are the things that you should stay away, because they deplete your dopamine. So every morning, like you wake up with a certain amount of dopamine in your system, but we waste it all the time. So first thing is your smartphone, social media, and if you play video games, because they bring up such a spike in dopamine that the drop will be also huge. So after using social media, you don't want to study or you don't want to work after playing games or after. So don't engage too much pleasure in life. This is the key to maintaining a level of dopamine. So there are few things which spike your dopamine. The things which spike your dopamine are going to be the one who will cause the drop in dopamine. So it is a double-edged sword. One is chocolate. Another is sex. There is drugs like cocaine, meth. So so that's why the addicts. So that's why the addicts, they are really motivated when it comes to taking drugs, but when they take drugs, they don't want to do anything else. So the social media, your smartphone, watching too much YouTube, watching too much movies, Netflix, they all cause a spike in dopamine. And if you have a spike, you will have a huge drop, and you don't have any motivation to work hard for something meaningful, something good in your life. So very important, don't waste your dopamine. Start your day with something meaningful. First 4 hours of your day should be something you really care about. If you are a student, something you want to study. If you are a working professional, something difficult that you want to complete should be done in the first 4 hours of your work hours. Otherwise, as soon as you open your smartphone, you start watching YouTube videos, your dopamine level depletes, and you will have lack of motivation throughout the day. So, and your baseline actually drops. And if it drops to a certain level, let's say if it drops to a certain level, then as depression. So the people who engage in too much pleasure in life will be the one who will ultimately become depressed in life. So there should be a adequate mix of both. There should be pleasure in life, but not too much. And now so this is what something you can do. So first thing is, don't engage on social media, gaming, smartphone too much. Limit it. This is messing up with your dopamine system. Now I have told you the technique number 1, the tool number 1. Now I will tell you tool 2 and tool 3, but after the table topic session. So I would like to invite our table topic master. And who is the table topic master? Can someone let me know?
It's me, Rajendra.
Yeah. Okay. So Toastmaster Rajendra, over to you.
So good afternoon again, everyone. So I'm your table topic master, Rajendra Singh Makwana. So table topic session is to give an opportunity for everyone, right, who didn't get a chance to come forward and speak. So I got authority, right? So I will be calling you any one of them, right? And just like it will be like if you are a fielder in a cricket game and ball will be thrown at you, so you be ready to pick it up or catch it. And impromptu is just like a walk in the air, right? It's no need to study, or you can just come and whatever comes into your mind, just articulate it, right? And so minimum you need to speak for 1 minute in order for your speech to qualify. So minimum 1 minute and maximum 2 minutes and 30 seconds you will have a grace. So timer, as soon as the speaker starts speaking, right, you can start the timer. And everyone will have a 10-second time to think. And I have let me share my screen. So I've put together few slides. It's complementing the theme. So whatever comes into your mind, you need to speak. So please raise your hand. So who is raised hand? I'm not able to see. So Arun, would you like to go?
Hi Rajendra, sure. Yes.
Yeah, just let me add you to the spotlight. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I can see. Yes.
Okay, so just select any of the number.
First.
Oh, you want to go first? Okay. So you will have 10 seconds. So just see what you see in the image and you can just talk about it. So I will be stop sharing so the timer can start.
Sorry, Rajendra, it's the first time, so I have to just see
so
the
whatever comes into your mind, right? After, means you have never attended a table topic session?
No, this is the first time.
Okay, so table topic session is to hone your impromptu speaking skill, right? So whatever comes into your mind after seeing this, you just have to speak, okay?
Sure.
So minimum you need to speak for 1 minute and max 2 minutes. So let me know, Ms. Have you seen the image? I can stop sharing.
Okay. Yes. Sure. Yeah. So thank you, Rajendra, for giving me this opportunity. So like the image shows that the person is there and he is having a more symbol at the top of. So this is very relevant to our topic of today, that the top of my level and how we want to approach our life. So whenever we are on our goal or in our mission, so whenever we are on that path, we are always seeking more and more. So there is never a limit. So when you try to ask someone what's your objective, so we'll always come up that I want to be a manager in 5 years or this down the lane. So and then once we are on that path and are going to achieve it, then we reassess our performance and then we redefine our goal, and it's always more and more, and that it does not satisfy. It hardly I have seen people that get us satisfied by that. So it's very good that we are having a greed for becoming more and more, but the balance which we have to strike here, that what level of greed or that we should have, because the more we will have the dopamine level and the more it will lie down, as Mihir told, we will feel a similar like a depression also at that time. And also one thing I would notice that people always have a short time like a vision and not a long time vision, like what they will do when they will reach at the age of 60s or like 70s. So these are two very striking goals which we have, and that's why we always have a like a success. We feel that we are successful, that again once we are successful we feel that we want to achieve more, and then we have to strike a balance in that. So that's, I think, is a very key thing which we need to do. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster guest Arun. Nice time for the first time, and it's good that you spoke more than a minute. So next, I would like to call Manish. Let me share my screen. Manish, can you start your video?
Yeah, one second.
Okay. So just select a number.
I will select 4.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me know when I can stop sharing. You got the email, right?
Okay, I got it. I think we should eat, if we are eating the green food or the good food, then we can feel healthy. And if we are eating the fast food, we can get weight, and it is not useful for our health. And we should focus on exercise. We should focus on good food, and we can live better, and we can motivate the people that we should eat good food. We should focus on our body. We should focus on our mind. And because of fast food, we are getting the the more disease, and we are facing the lots of problems, because when we get weight, we face the first problem in the knees, and it is very bad for the body and bad for the age also, because in when we are the weight in our body in the young age, then it is a problem for the old age. That's all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manish. A nice attempt. So next, I would like to call Akash. Okay, let me share my screen. You see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, just select the number.
Yeah, 2.
So here it is a quote. Pleasure is always derived from something outside you, whereas joy arises from within. Pleasure is always derived from something outside you, whereas joy arises from you. Toastmaster Akash.
So happiness, how do we define happiness? It depends on that. When you seek validation from other people and define your happiness, your joy with from what the perception of people, what perception people have about you, that is when you won't feel the happiness or joy within yourself. You will have to accept yourself the way you are and accept the present moment. And if you are victorious, then if you learn to enjoy yourself, then that is the place when you will feel pleasure and joy. But if you are going to define it, what other people think about it, how your neighbors perceive your achievement, then that thing is not going to give you a long-term pleasure. That is going to be just a short-term thing where people will just say that, oh, he has achieved great heights and stuff, and you will feel good. And then once you're back at your home alone, you don't feel anything. But if you are going to define your pleasure and happiness by yourself, not comparing yourself with others, but by comparing yourself with your previous self, that is when you'll feel the joy and feel happiness, if you define it by your internal terms and not by external validation. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster. So next, who would like to attempt? I don't see any hands raised. Vaibhavi, can you do it along with your timer?
Yes, Rajendra.
Okay. Just select the number.
I would like to go with 5.
5.
Okay,
let me know you have seen the image.
Yes. Yeah. Let me share my screen. Hello everyone, good afternoon. So this is the image I have seen after completing my 12th. So yeah, so this is our brain. So our brain has basically 2 parts. So if I would like to talk about our subconscious mind. So subconscious mind is the one which doesn't speak. We just keep following our mind, which sends the instructions. Even I'm not able to get the name of our mind. There are 2 types of brains. So yeah, it's always active during the night time. When we practice sending the positive instructions or affirmations during the night, that comes true. It is been said that whatever you feed in your subconscious mind, that will come true in your future. So and even talking more about the subconscious mind, it is very much inactive during the daytime, and it becomes active during the nighttime. It has been seen that when if I would like to share my personal example, I have a daughter. When I speak something positive to her during the sleep, she keeps that in mind, and she keeps following that after a few days, or after the following days. That's what I would like to share. Over to you. Thank you, Rajendra.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vaibhavi. Yeah, so nicely said about brain, but okay, I see there's a guest called Seema Jindal. Like, can you start your video?
Hello, everyone. Hi, Jindra.
Hi, just let me share my screen. Oh. So just we got 2 numbers left. Just select any of them.
I'll go with 3.
So you know the exercise, right? Means have you tried tabletop before?
No, this is my first time.
Yeah, so you will get 10. You will, whatever topic or image you will see, right? You will have 10 seconds, and you just need to speak. Even if you don't know anything, just speak 1 minute.
Perfect.
What number did you say?
3. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect.
So let me know if you have seen the image, then I will stop sharing.
Right. Thank you. Okay. So basically, the picture was depicting that somebody was having just now fun, and they just leave the table. And by looking at the picture, we can understand there was a youth who was engaged in the currently the luxurious and the life, what they call it, the life-changing scenarios whereby they are inducted with the drugs or the wines or the alcoholisms, and they are more calling it as a new lifestyle. However, they are not attached with the roots what our elders has set, and somewhere that is the reason whereby they are attached with the luxurious item, and they are more getting the depression side. I think the topic of today is what the Mihir was talking about. So somewhere we need to bring the youth back to our culture and the values whereby they can ground it to the self and the spiritual connection, and they don't need to indulge in this kind of the luxury, this kind of the lifestyle, and they need some make them unaware of what they are all about. I think they are not ready to solve the problems, and they are going to indulge with this kind of activities, so that they, for a time being, they can forget their problems. And but the solution to every problem is not to forget it, but to face it. So this is the message I want to give. Just face any challenge, whatever be you are facing in the life, and certainly you would be able to get through it. Thank you.
Thank you, guest Seema. Such a wonderful attempt, and yeah, definitely that image was about like people they use those drugs to have those pleasures or to go high, and rightly said, our youth are seeking those. So we got 1 more left. So last, anyone would like to attempt? Toastmaster Aman would like to go.
Okay, yeah.
Let me spot right here. So number 6 is left. Let me know if you have seen this screen.
Yes. So this image talks about lady watching into her mobile phone, and she was so engrossed watching whatever she was watching that the nature which was behind her, the scenes that were behind her, she couldn't just watch them. So she was so much involved in this activities on mobile, whatever thing she was doing. So that is what we in our lives do. We do not appreciate the nature outside, the trees, the beautiful birds and creatures that are found outside our houses. And what we tend to do is just invest most of our times into Instagram, Facebook, and other stuffs, and which is not at all useful. They just give you pleasure for some time, but and as Mihi told that when you just take a lot of pleasure, your motivation decreases. What happens? So what we should do is forget about these things, uh, or we shouldn't invest a lot of our time into these. Some time we can, but we should also appreciate the beauty of this world. Thank you. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Nicely said, Toastmaster Aman. And that's the irony what is happening. Even when I go to bed at night, right? I thought I will go to sleep, but what happens? I just go through my Instagram reels, and I don't know when I end up spending. Even I stay late till 3 o'clock. So yeah, that's the thing, and I believe that's related to our theme. It's edge sword, right? Dopamine is neurotoxic or neuroprotective. So anyway, we had a good session. Nice 6 speakers, like they articulated what was there in their mind. So with that, back to you. And Timer, can you let us know if everyone are qualified?
Yes, Rajendra. All the speakers are qualified.
Okay, thank you. So Toastmaster of the day, back to you.
Wow, what a great session by Toastmaster Rajendra, and very less it happens very seldom that the table topic master aligns his table topics with the theme. So the theme was something that was chosen by me, and the table topic master improvised and came up with table topics, and with in a very creative way that he was showing, instead of telling the table topic, he was showing the uh, uh, pictures. So that was quite interesting. So now, so about the dopamine. So now I will just end it is the time to tell you the techniques. And with this, I will conclude my theme also. So the first thing that you need to do is, first one was, I already told you, that decrease the use of social media, gaming, smartphone in your life. Movies, they cause a spike of dopamine, and that spike leads to a big drop, and which leads to a overall decrease in dopamine level in our body, because our craving increases more. The second thing is that you can always jump in cold water. How many of you are excited, like get excited when it comes to jumping in a cold water, or on a cold river or a cold lake? So you must have seen people in the beginning, they are so uncomfortable. Should I jump? Should I not? It is so cold. But when they are in that water, and after 15 minutes, when they come out, they are so happy, right? So taking cold showers has proven scientifically that it increases your dopamine level in a healthy way. So taking cold shower